Today we're taking a closer look at and installing Roush's Axleback exhaust system with the black tips, fitting all 2015 and newer EcoBoost Mustangs, not equipped with the factory active exhaust. Now you should be checking out this extremely popular Roush system for your ride if you're looking for a ton of volume, along with a stellar build quality and unique black tips, all for right around that mid $600 price range. So the original Roush Axleback is by far and away one of the most popular systems here on the site, with hundreds of 5-star reviews from lots of happy customers. Now, a big reason for the popularity with the Roush system in particular is that combination of loud and unique tone along with the premium build quality, all at a relatively affordable price point when compared to a majority of your other offerings here in the category. Now, with that being said, this system is going to deliver that same recipe, that same sound profile, along with unique black tips here for the EcoBoost owners who are after a lot of tone. But let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about that tone you guys heard at the start of this video. And as you heard with our sound clips, if you want plenty of volume, you want plenty of rowdiness, the Roush is certainly not going to disappoint. So, going to my patented Wake the Neighbors scale, I'm gonna have the Roush in at a hot 4 out of 5 here, which is very impressive for an Axleback by itself. Lots of pops, lots of crackles and backfires coming down off the revs, which I think sounds great, along with a noticeable increase in volume overall. Now, eventually, if you did want to swap out that stock downpipe for a more free-flowing aftermarket option, well then, definitely expect that number to go up dramatically. Now, moving inside the car, you're certainly going to hear this thing. There's no denying that. Certainly not stock by any stretch of the imagination inside the car, but at the same time, I wouldn't really categorize this as offensive drone. It's more of an aggressive system coming through and then, really not booming inside the car here, because again, you do still have the factory resonator and factory cats in place. As always, guys, lots of good customer reviews here with this particular system, so definitely check those out if you haven't done so already. All right, guys, so now let's break down why the Roush delivers that aggressive and unique tone. And really it starts with the hollow chambered muffler design here, which does allow for all of that volume, but without the use of any internal packing. So you're not gonna have to worry about that sound kind of changing on you or blowing out on you over the years. Now, construction even further is top notch, guys. 304 grade stainless steel throughout here with the Roush system, which is the best of the best when it comes to resisting corrosion and rust long term. Now, that 304 grade stainless does include the small amount of mandrel bent tubing here, in addition to those signature Ralph mufflers. And then finally, exiting out of the 4-inch tips here, as you can see, they are embossed with the Roush logo, and they are getting that very aggressive kind of matte black finish here. Now, if you're not a big fan of the black, you wanted to see more of a polished or traditional tip, well, you can find that also here on the site for you, EcoBoost, if you prefer. All right, guys, moving into price point, and because of that high quality 304 grade stainless build paired with that Roush name, you are gonna be paying a bit more here at the end of the day, coming in at around that mid $600 price range. Now, with that being said, the Roush will be in that more premium category, along with other more premium brands from companies like Borla, Corsa, Magnaflow, things like that at the end of the day. So again, if you do want that premium name, you do want that premium build, along with a ton of volume, the Roush is certainly worth a look. Now, since all Axlebacks here on the S550 and S650 do involve a small amount of cutting, be prepared with your Sawzall or favorite cutting tool of your choice before getting started with the job. Now, because of this cutting, the site is going to call this a solid 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you at least an hour to complete from start to finish. But now, to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you will need an impact, 13 and 15 millimeter sockets, a tape measure, a marker. Also not shown here is a metal cutting tool and an extra set of hands to help you with your exhaust. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing some exhaust work on our Mustang, but before we get started, we're going to send you to watch a quick video on how to remove your factory setup. We'll see you when you get back.
Now, your obvious first step here, guys, is to lift and support your car, whether it be on jack and jack stands or in this case, a lift. Now, with the car up in the air, we're gonna start by removing the 2 13 millimeter bolts, securing these brackets back here towards the rear of the car. Now we can move up to our clamp here that secures our factory catback to our downpipe and loosen these two 15mm nuts here. We don't have to remove them all the way. We just want to make sure we can loosen those enough to loosen this clamp up. So now with our forwardmost clamp loosened up, we're going to grab a buddy here, and what we're going to do is get the exhaust off of the brackets here that secure it to the rear subframe, drop the front of the catback itself, and then at that point we can slide the rear of the factory catback out of these hangers.
Alrighty guys, welcome back. Now that we have our factory exhaust off, it's time to mark out where we need to cut our factory mufflers off in order to install our new mufflers. Now, we do have a pre-cut exhaust that we're going to be using for demonstration purposes. We don't want to cut ours up, but once you have your exhaust down, you're going to grab a tape measure, and you're going to come to this bend on each inlet of your muffler, and where that bend ends and this straight section is, you want to allow enough room to get into your new slip joint. So you're going to take a tape measure, like I said, right about where that bend ends, and you can go on it perfectly straight. You're going to mark out at 2 inches on each side of your exhaust and cut at that 2-inch mark. That's going to give you enough of a straight length to go into those slip joints for our new mufflers. And once you get those cut with whatever metal cutting tool you have available, a chop saw, sawzall, something like that, you want to clean up the burrs on the inside and the outside to allow for a smooth install of your new slip joints. Then once you have that situated, we can reinstall the rest of our system and get our new mufflers on. Alrighty guys, so now we can get our factory section back into the car. So I've got an extra set of hands to line up our cat section. We'll get this up. Once he gets lined up, we can hook our tabs back in, and we'll be able to reinstall our hardware. So now we'll get our two 13mm bolts back in place. Before we tighten our clamp up, we want to get these in. So we've got our 13mm socket. We'll get these on. Now we'll come up front and tighten down our Torca clamp, again with our 15mm socket. Alrighty guys, so now we're going to install our new mufflers. So the first thing we want to do is grab our provided clamps for our slip joints. We're going to get that over our slip joint. And once you have your clamp on, we're going to go into our factory isolator first. And once we have that lined up, we'll get our slip joint in place, make sure that's seated, and we can come back and tighten this down. Now once we have this lined up, we're going to tighten down our clamp with our 15mm socket on our impact. And once you've got this side in, you can do the exact same thing for the other side. So once we have our mufflers installed, we can install our tip. So we've got our clamps, slide that over our tip, slide our tip on. Now you do have a little bit of room to go in or out. If you want your tip to be sticking out or more flush, we're gonna go with the slightly more flush look. Set that into place. We'll make sure our slash cut matches our angle of our bumper. Get our tip lined up. And again, with our 15mm socket, we'll tighten this down. And once you have this side on, you can do the same thing for the other side. Alrighty folks, that about wraps up our review and install of our Roush Axleback exhaust with black tips for your 15 to current Mustang EcoBoost without active exhaust. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.